Hello everyone. How are you? This is Kay. Good to see you. Okay, so let's start the live stream today. Today is the 14th of March 2024 and this is on Wednesday. So I will be reviewing the markets, but today's main topic I would like to elaborate is a definition of the trend by Ichimoku. So this is coming back to basic idea of how I view markets through Ichimoku and how I identify the trending market to buy or sell whenever I screen charts every day. So with that in mind, I will be reviewing the markets today. So hopefully you will enjoy the live and I hope you learn something new today from today's live stream also. So yeah, today's Wednesday, so the market seems to be a bit quiet this week so far because last week we had so many big trends on JPY pairs and this week we had some big news, but so far we don't see any big trends. In this case, I simply monitor charts, I screen charts 3 to 5 times every day, and whenever I do not see any trends, then I simply stay away until I see the next trends at some point every day. So this is about psychology too, but you know, sometimes you have to be patient because the opportunities may not be there every day. So just wait for the opportunity to come. Until the opportunity appears, you better stay away. That's basically my strategy. So yeah, let me say hi quickly to everyone and start slowly here today. Okay, Rohan says, hello sir, how are you? I need your help. I just come to the exam. That's why I'm not fully concentrating on trading. So what plan should I make? I have sorted. Oh yeah, so if you have the exam, if it's university or at school, then just focus on the exam. Do not, check charts. You better focus on have to focus right now. So if you have exam, if you have to study, if you have to prepare for the papers, then you better focus on that. Same is true as working too. Like if you have to work, if you have some, deadline, or if you have something to do, like tasks or to do within today, then you better focus on that first. Because if you start to check charts with knowing that you have to do something else, then you may not fully focus on the charts and you may be missing something important in the charts or in trading. So, and your psychology may not be there fully. Your focus may not fully be there. So my recommendation is whenever you have something to do urgent, then focus on that because the market's moving every day anyways, with or without you. So you can just come back, always come back whenever you're ready to trade. So that's my advice. Okay, let me continue to say hi everyone. Winstocks, good to see you. Okay, and CSM, thank you for joining too. And Vic, good to see you. All right, and Cole, good to see you too. And Spoon, thank you for joining. And everyone, great to see you here. Okay, so hold on, let me just pull up some web pages. I want to review first this news website. Okay, hold on, let me see. Okay, so let me change the screen. So just a quick announcement about the community activities is first, the GTS in April 2024 is now open and there are 2 seats available. So if you're still interested, please let me know. This is 3 months training mentoring course where you can study and master my strategy, not only where to enter, exit, but also psychology and money management strategies. So that's coming up. And also now money management book is already finished. I finished writing this book, and also KTS indicator is also available. So yeah, please feel free to join GTS or KTS Academy to get these perks. Okay, so in terms of news, today we had news in the US and that's it. But seems like this news impacted the market. And the way you can tell is by referring to the strength chart. Here is the currency strength chart. You can find the link on the below description. This is for free for anyone to access. But at the news, you can see that the orange USD is bullish. So it looks like now USD is bought. And due to that, in negative correlation, now AUD is going down and Euro is also bearish. And the other currency seems to be range. So, but in terms of volatility, there's not much today. The top here is 25. Down here is 15 only. So this is not much difference in terms of number of this currency strengths. So that means today's range. You can actually tell this by looking at this currency strength chart. So again, with that in mind, let me review some markets, and today's focus is about the definition of the trend by Ichimoku Kinko Hyo. And let me show you the way I look for the trending markets and the reason why I see these as trends. Because some of the markets, when you see it, you may not see it as a trend. You may see its range, but to me, it's trending. So, because the definition is different, our perspectives may be different too. So, first, let me talk about that today. Okay. All right. Rivendell, good to see you. All right. Rudy, good to see you. All right. Ichimoku Trader, good to see you too. Thank you very much. Okay, so in terms of the trend definition, I found one good example on the live market, which is Euro Swiss franc daily time frame. So if you look at this market, let me just cancel Ichimoku. If you just cancel Ichimoku, then what do you think? Do you think this is trend, bullish trend, or bearish trend? Or range? Which one do you think it is? First, let me ask you the question. When you look at this market like this, do you think this is up or down or range? Which one do you think it is? Let me hear your comment. So the market has been coming down to here, and it became range, consolidated, and broke bullish, broke the resistance, but it became a fake. Then the market went down, broke the support, then it went up all the way to the previous resistance. Then after this, it went down and up and down. It broke the support, right? And now this is going up. But if you look at the market overall, do you think this is bullish or bearish or range? Which one do you think it is? That's my question first. Okay, I start to see some comments now. Okay, Aldo, good to see you. Thanks for joining. All right. Rembras, good to see you. I'm good, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Kevin, thanks for joining. Okay. Okay, Rembras says bullish. John says range. Chamara says range bound. Okay, and John says range recently. Spoon says up. Vic says range for the past few days. Okay, so yeah, like this, you know, in terms of our views, we are all different. Some may say range, some says up, and some may still say down, because previously it was up, it was high here, so overall, you may think that it's still bearish. So like this, we are seeing the markets in different perspectives, different strategies, different viewpoints, and that's why we have different way of looking at the markets. Okay, Limping says range, Winstock says up. Yeah, so we are all different in terms of perspective. So if you see my YouTube or live streams, then you better know how I see the markets in terms of trend or range through Ichimoku. So if I look at the market like this, in terms of the price action, I think this is bullish because previously there was an N wave, simply speaking. So until exactly the 29th of December, let me first talk about the definition of the trend in terms of the price action. Until the 29th of December, the market has been bearish because it never broke the previous highs. The previous highs getting lower and lower, and it landed here. So till 29th December last year, the market has been basically bearish. And from here, the highs getting higher, lows are higher too. So this is now bullish to me. But if you look at the weekly time frame, it may be different. Just for your reference, let me pull up the weekly time frame, and first let me review the trends by the candlesticks. So here's a weekly chart. So if I look at the weekly chart, then this is now retracing, but the swing high has broken bullish. But I can see that this is a key level. The key level is over here because there was a previous support became resistances. So in terms of the weekly time frame, simply by looking at the candlesticks, I would still say that this is bearish. The market may be still resisted on 0.9679 and goes down this way. But in terms of the daily, it's bullish because there is N wave previously, and now there's an inside, and this one is almost broken bullish. So this is basically the definition of the price action or the candlesticks in terms of a trend. Okay, so now let me apply Ichimoku and see how it looks like. So here is Ichimoku lines. And now I can see that, so in terms of Ichimoku, I look at the 5 lines. The 5 lines of Ichimoku means here is the Kumo. This area, gray area, is called Kumo. And Kumo is composed of 2 lines. Below here is Senko span B. Up here is Senko span A. Simply call it B and A. And the green line is called Kijun Sen. So let me just put K. And Tenkan Sen is the blue one. And the yellow one is called the Chikou span. So there are basically 5 lines in Ichimoku. So when I look at the markets, I do use Ichimoku to scan charts and see which one is trending and ranging. And to me, from Ichimoku viewpoint, it's bullish simply because this Senko span A, again, the upper level of the Kumo is Senko span A. So Senko span A is up now. And Kijun Sen also is up. This is Kijun Sen. And Tenkan Sen is also up. And the market has been supported by the Tenkan Sen. It never broke the Tenkan Sen after it broke here. It never broke the Tenkan Sen, so it's bullish. And Chikou span is above the candles. So simply speaking, when I see this market condition, at a glance, I see this is bullish. And if I look at the price action too, it's bullish too. So this is a bullish market, not the range market to me. And now you may wonder, so it's bullish, you say, but it has been ranging this part. So don't you think the market consolidates or it may retrace down this way? And my answer is yes, it's possible too. It may break the support or Tenkan Sen and goes bearish. But as for today, since Kijun Sen is up and the price above the Tenkan Sen, Kumo is up also, and Chikou span above candles, I expect the market breaks the resistance today at some point until the market closes in 6 hours and 44 minutes. There is a potential breakout. Of course, not 100% breakout, but there's a potential breakout. Because what I mean by bullish is buyers dominant over sellers in the market. So coming back to Ichimoku topic, Ichimoku means at a glance, and Kinko means equilibrium, and Hyo means spreadsheet. So Ichimoku Kinko Hyo means the spreadsheet that you can check the equilibrium at a glance in the market. And that's basically how I see the market. So in terms of buyers and sellers power balance, now I see buyers dominant because it's bullish, because Kumo is up, Kijun Sen up again, price above the Tenkan Sen, and Chikou span above the candles. This is the definition of the trend in terms of Ichimoku. So again, in this case, if I see a nice bullish confirmation, in the lower time frames, I don't mind entering the trade before the breakout of that previous resistance. Yeah, because to add to this more, in terms of the Kumo shape, the Kumo is getting thicker and bigger. So this means that not only that it's bullish, but also the buyers are dominant and following the trend. Whenever you see Kumo is getting thicker and bigger, that means the buyers are building up the positions, and they are pushing the market up. So that's what it means by the Kumo is getting thicker and bigger. If the Kumo is too thin, then that means it's overbought. So I would never buy here. It may be resisted and the retracement be very strong. But the Kumo is getting thicker and bigger. That's why I can see that the buyers are building up the positions. So there is a potential breakout. So that's why before even the market breaks bullish, I would enter trade. And if the market really breaks the resistance, that's when I run the very nice profit. Usually when the market breaks the resistance support, it tends to go fast, right? So it's time efficient to make profits. So that's one. And so let me come back to the basics of Ichimoku trend, especially the Kijun Sen. So among these 5 lines, Kijun Sen is the most important line. Because back when Ichimoku was originally created, there were only Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen. So there was no Kumo, there was no Chikou span. There was only Kijun Sen and Tenkan Sen. And Kijun Sen, Kijun means base, and Tenkan means conversion. So whenever the Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen crosses is when the market equilibrium converts from bullish to bearish or bearish to bullish. So Kijun Sen as a base of the mean or the mean of the market, whenever Tenkan Sen crosses, that's when the trend converts. So that's why originally there were only Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen back when Ichimoku was originally created. So after he introduced this technique, people asked him so many questions. In the original books of Ichimoku, he says, after I introduced the first book of original Ichimoku, I got so much letters about the questions of how do you view the markets more like practically or more like detail. So because he's getting so much questions to his office, he decided to write the next book. So then he added the Chikou span and the what we call Kumo these days. So it's a bit off topic, but in terms of Kumo, Kumo was not originally called Kumo when it was originally created. And in the original books, he never says this part as Kumo or cloud. He never says it, but he says this area is the resistance zone. Originally, it was called the resistance zone. Even before he calls it resistance zone, he called it Ami. But yeah, he himself was calling this as the resistance zone. And after the book was complete and after Ichimoku became popular in Japan, someone started to say it as Kumo. Then it's well known by cloud in English these days. But, so anyways, so this is the resistance zone. So whenever the market comes to this area, it tends to be resisted. And when it penetrates and breaks through, that's when the new trend happens. So basically that's what the Kumo means. So when the price is above the Kumo, it's bullish. And so Kijun Sen as the base of the mean or the mean of the market, Tenkan Sen is supportive to Kijun Sen. And Kumo and Chikou span are even more supportive to the Kijun Sen. So Kijun Sen as a base, when Kijun Sen is up like this, even if the market does not break the resistance, in this case, this market is bullish. So let me see. Let me just show you the Kijun Sen only, and let me explain why I say that this is bullish. So Kijun Sen is taking how many candles? I'm sure you know. Kijun Sen is taking how many candles high and low? Is it 9 or 17, 26, 33? If you can just type the answer, that would be great. So Kijun Sen is the mid price, the middle price of the high and low for the last how many candlesticks is my question. Let me just do some discussions today so that I can, encourage you to just join this live stream today. So how many candles high and low is Kijun Sen is taking is my question. So this is not the moving average. Kijun Sen is not the moving average, so that means it's not taking the close price. And that's something really significant, and that's one of the reasons why I use Ichimoku. Almost all the indicators, especially almost all the Western indicators, are taking the close price of each candlestick to calculate, like moving average, or any oscillators like stochastic or RSI, MACD, are basically a variation of or translation of the moving averages anyways. So, or even Bollinger Bands are from moving averages, but almost all the indicators are taking the close price of each candlesticks. So, in the pros about this is that it reacts quickly to the recent markets, so you can find or you can see the signals quickly because it's taking the close price. But cons or the negative side of this is that it repaints. Until the candlestick closes, you never know if this will be up or down or flat. That's the negative side of the indicators which take the close price of each candlestick. But Ichimoku is not taking the close price, and that means it doesn't repaint. Once it angles like this, no matter how the candlestick move, it doesn't change. And that's what I like about Ichimoku. So yeah, coming back to this question, Kijun Sen is taking the high and the low for the last how many candlesticks is my question. Okay, I see some comments. 26. Right, Cole says 26, James 26, Vic 26, Wingstock 2, I'm sure it's 26. And Spoon says 26 also. Yeah, so you're right, it's 26. So let me clarify that. So, so today's candlestick here, on today is the 14th of March. And let me count 26 candles backwards. And to do that, I will be using, okay, let me come from here. I will be using this date range, the date range tool in TradingView. And when you count the candles in Ichimoku way, you have to take the existing candlestick as 1, not 0. So this part should be 1, not 0, and that's really important. Because if you simply left click on the date range tool, then it says 0 bar. But this is wrong in terms of the way Ichimoku counts. Ichimoku counts as today's candlestick is 1, not 0. So again, if I start 1 to the future and left click on it, then drag it 1 to the left, then it becomes -1. And this is correct, because today's candlestick should be 1, not 0. Okay. So, and you simply drag to the left to 26 candles. So then it will be here. Okay, so this is the last candlestick that the that Kijun Sen is taking. So again, Kijun Sen is taking the high and low for the last 26 candles. So here's 26 bars. I hope that makes sense so far. So, just coming to the basics, it's always nice to come back to basics so that you may have some new ideas, and it's always a good recap to do this. So, yeah, so Kijun Sen is taking the high and low for the last 26 bars. So, the high for the last 26 is here on this wick over here. From the 6th of March, this was the swing high for the last 26 candles. And the swing low for the last 26 candles was here, down here. So this is the low, and this is the high for the last 26, and this is the mid price, middle price, or the 50% level here. Okay. Yeah, win stocks, that's right. Yeah, so basic concept is it's Fibonacci 50% between highest and lowest of 26 candles consecutive. That's true. So let me show it to you. So here's a low, here's a high. This is mid price. So I take the Fibonacci and I start from the low below this pin bar, and I took the Fibonacci and all the way up to top, all the way up to the high here. And this part becomes exactly the 50%. Let me zoom in so that you can see this in more details in case you're accessing from like phone or any other devices. So yeah, again, this is low and here's high for the last 26 candles. And this is the mid price, and this is where the Kijun Sen is. Okay. So Kijun Sen angle is up today, and that's because one day before, which was the 13th of March, yesterday, Kijun Sen was not taking the low of today. Kijun Sen was taking the low of yesterday for the last 26 bars. So Kijun Sen was taking the low here. I mean, technically here. So the low is getting higher for the last 26 bars. And this is another definition of the trend of Ichimoku. When low gets higher or high gets higher, that's the trend of Ichimoku. I hope that makes sense. So it's not always the high becomes higher is the trend definition of Ichimoku. It's also the low becomes higher for the last 26 is also a definition of the trend of Ichimoku. And that's why I say that it's bullish today, although it's not breaking the resistance. Because of this simply Kijun Sen angle bullish, it's up trend. So yesterday's Kijun Sen was here. And you can actually see this drag this Fibonacci tool from today to one day before, exactly here, yesterday's 26 candles low, then you get this Kijun Sen point here. And today's here too. So you can predict the Kijun Sen angle to the future. And that's also something unique about Ichimoku. Because for example, in moving average, you never know if moving average will be up or down or flat until you see the candlestick close. But in Ichimoku, it's predictable. I can say the word prediction because it's calculation. So if the market does not break the resistance today and continue consolidates tomorrow, then how the Kijun Sen will move tomorrow, right? And that's predictable because we know today's Kijun Sen low was here and tomorrow's Kijun Sen low will be here. So today's low and tomorrow's Kijun Sen low, the high remains the same because it doesn't break the high. If it doesn't break the high, then this high remains the same, but low gets higher, this much, right? So that means if I move the Fibonacci from here to tomorrow's Kijun Sen low, then you see the angle of this, 50%, slightly higher than today. So if I zoom in furthermore, so Kijun Sen is today here, but tomorrow's here. So Kijun Sen is up this much, and this is predictable. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. So tomorrow's date will be here. Let me just put the vertical line. Tomorrow's here. So we can predict that the Kijun Sen will move up from here to here like this tomorrow without breaking the resistance. So that means tomorrow also buyers are dominant over sellers. So there's even more potential breakout tomorrow too. And in this way, I look at this Kijun Sen angle and Kumo angle too every day from daily in 4-hour time frames to look for the trending markets, to go in the market. So yeah, let me do it tomorrow too. Let me do it the day after. The day after, the 26th low will be from here to here. So Kijun Sen moves up this much. So let me put the vertical line the day after. And you will see that the Kijun Sen will move like this also, without breaking the resistance. If the market breaks the resistance, then the high becomes higher, and depends on how much the high becomes higher, the Kijun Sen angle will be different. But assuming that the resistance level becomes the same, again, if it doesn't break the resistance, then we still can see that the Kijun Sen is becoming higher and higher. And the next day, if I just drag this Fibonacci from this low to the next low, the next candlestick low, then 50 level becomes high this much. So next day, we know that the Kijun Sen angle becomes like this. And the next day becomes really significant because there is a big jump from here all the way up to here. So this is going to be the next Kijun Sen low here. So Kijun Sen will move this much. So without breaking the resistance again, if the market continues to consolidate, then even so, Kijun Sen will move up like this way. So that means throughout this week, and also next week too, next Wednesday, for the next 1 week, we know the Kijun Sen continues bullish. And this is predictable because it's done by the calculation. It's not like speculation. This is predictable based on these numbers and calculations. And this is also definition of Ichimoku. So again, Ichimoku, in terms of the price action, it's either N wave. Basically, N wave will mean that it's bullish. So when high gets higher, basically in price action, that's when the market is bullish. When low gets lower, that's the definition of downtrend, right, in price action. But in Ichimoku, it's either high gets higher or low for the last 26 candles gets higher. That's also the trend definition. And I think that's something unique about Ichimoku. And that's something I wanted to share with you today, or double confirm with you today. So let me bring all the lines again. So if Kijun Sen moves like this, then we can tell that the Senko span A most likely continues bullish too. Because Senko span A is the mid price of Kijun Sen and Tenkan Sen. So here's Kijun Sen and here's Tenkan Sen, and Senko span A is a mid price. Here Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen today is here, and Senko span A is a mid price. So that's this is the definition of the trend by Ichimoku. So if Kijun Sen is up, most likely Senko span A remains bullish. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to introduce today. Definition of the trend by Ichimoku. And yeah, I thought that Euro Swiss franc will be the perfect example because it hasn't broken the high yet, but I see the potential bullishness for the next 1 week or so. So Euro Swiss franc I will be focusing on closely. I monitor this one closely because it can break the resistance anytime because of this trend direction in the future. Okay. Yeah. So let me check some other markets too in terms of that perspective. So let me see. Let me pick some good example about this. Okay, so for example, pound USD. Hold on, maybe not. Pound USD may not be the good example. Let me see. Okay, pound CAD. So in terms of pound CAD, Kijun Sen is here. And Kijun Sen is taking the high and low for the last 26 bars. So let me just count the 26 bars back, and that will be here. Right, so Kijun Sen today is here. On let me just put this horizontal line, 1.7133. And from a Kijun Sen perspective, the low for the last 26 bars is here, which was on the 9th of February. And high for the last 26 bars was here from the 8th of March. And this is the 50% level. So let me again take the Fibonacci from the low to the high for the last 26. And this is exactly the 50%, right? So that's the Kijun Sen, where the Kijun Sen is right now. And if you look at the Kijun Sen angle today, it's flat. It's flat. And that means the market is not breaking the high. And also the market is not, the market's low is not getting higher either for the last 26 bars. And that's why Kijun Sen is now flat. I hope that makes sense. So again, Kijun Sen is flat because the high is not higher and low is not higher either for the last 26 bars. So Kijun Sen flat. And when Kijun Sen is flat, that means this market is simply range. This is my definition of the range in terms of Ichimoku. In terms of the price action, this is bullish. You see N wave is so bullish. But in terms of Kijun Sen viewpoint, it's flat and it's range. So this is actually in the middle of the retracement, like this. I can see that when Kijun Sen is flat, then that means buyers and sellers are 50-50 power balance. So that means the market consolidates, first of all. I think it ranges. And as Kijun Sen flat, Kijun Sen acts like a magnet to the price. So the price may drop down to Kijun Sen also. And this is called Kijun Sen retracement strategy. But when you see the market coming down to Kijun Sen, that's where also you can sell based on the lower time frames. I don't talk about that today. And I do talk about that in my communities. If you're interested, I have a lot of videos about how to use the Kijun Sen retracement strategy practically. But yeah, Kijun Sen retracement will be happening here. And I can see that potential retracement here. So this is the market I don't trade because it's 50-50 chance whether it's up or down. So it's like a gamble if I trade right now. So I don't trade when Kijun Sen is flat. And Kumo is up, but since Kijun Sen flat, it's better not to touch on this one. But again, Euro Swiss franc is not bullish. It's not up. It's up. So this is the market I don't mind entering the trade and expect the breakout of that resistance. I hope you see this difference between these two markets in terms of the definition of the trend, I hope. Yeah. Okay, Ko says, I thought I know the basics already, but didn't realize that I'm moving to the wrong direction little by little over time. Today's topic is like a refresh button for me. Thank you so much, Kay. You're welcome. Yeah, that's why I thought it's better to always come back to basics once in a while so that you can recap, you can remind yourself about these basics. And based on these basics, you build up the knowledge. It's a basic, if the basic knowledge is wrong, then whatever you built on top will be also wrong, and it may collapse soon. So it's always better to have this correct and strong foundation from this, correct knowledge of Ichimoku and anything you do. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Zabidi says, if previous day is doji, do you still trade if Ichimoku is up? Yes, I do. Yes. If Ichimoku shows up like this, then even if previous day, yesterday is doji, I still enter trade. If there's a doji and Ichimoku bullish, and if the price breaks the doji bullish, that will be a new trend. So I prefer to follow that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so that's my topic for today. Guebo says, can I ask how can I know if the price is forming a valid N wave? And I'm asking because sometimes the retracement of the N wave is formed by 1 or 2 candles. Is that enough to be considered an N wave? If that's only 2 candles, especially 1 candlestick, cannot be a part of the N wave. Or even 2 candles are still too small. I think if you find like 5, or maybe 5 is too much, maybe 3 bars at least retracement, then I think that will be a decent N wave. But N wave is also determined by time cycles in Ichimoku. So even if it's only 1 bar, but it may be a pin bar, and that pin bar could be one of the time cycle days, which we call it as henkabi, then that can be the part of the N wave. So N wave in terms of the basic definition will be, you have to see the retracement at least 3 candles, I would say. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Anush says, I was just going to ask if we could sell when Kijun Sen is flat and price close below the Tenkan Sen. So for example, yeah, like, let me see. Yeah, like the one we covered, pound CAD, right? So the market broke the Tenkan Sen, but in this case, there was a previous high here on 1.7219. So it's better to wait for that breakout and sell. Then the price may drop down to the Kijun Sen. Yeah, even if the market breaks Tenkan Sen, sometimes the market may be supported by the trend line. In this case, the market broke the trend line bearish, so it's nice. But the price may be above the trend line, then you may want to wait for the trend line breakout. So just because the price breaks Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen flat, you cannot sell. I mean, I don't recommend you to sell just because of that. You have to see the market from the lines and price actions, resistance support, the trend line, to see if you can trade or not. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, let me just pick some questions or comments related to this Ichimoku trend definition. Winstock says, is there any pattern in Ichimoku perspective to realize the market trends? Pattern in Ichimoku perspective. Like what kind of patterns are you referring to? Like N wave, you mean? So basically, in terms of the patterns, it's the Kijun Sen. Like I mentioned, Kijun Sen is the most important line among all the 5 lines in Ichimoku. So when Kijun Sen is up, then most likely that's bullish. And Kumo Senko Span A should be bullish when Kijun Sen is up. Sometimes Senko Span A is flat, although Kijun Sen is bullish if the retracement is strong for the last 9 or more candles. Then Senko Span A may be flat, but yeah, in general, when Kijun Sen is up, that's bullish. Oh yeah, and also watch out on this Chikou span. When Chikou span touching and Kijun Sen up, that's not the trend. So for example, let me see if I can find some good example about this. Okay, maybe here. Yeah, maybe not. Or maybe here. Okay. Oh yeah, maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, whenever you see Kijun Sen is up, look at the oh yeah, here. I think this is a good example. Oh yeah, here Chikou span is already touching. Price is below the Kijun Sen, so it's not the bullish trend. But let me see. Will Kijun Sen be bullish? No. Yeah, so at this point, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen are bullish, and Senko span A be both bullish, and Chikou span above candles, so it's bullish. This market is bullish. When I see this market situation, I would enter trade buy and expect the market goes up. It may be traced, but it may be resisted and goes bullish. Because again, buyers dominant over sellers. So that's why it's bullish. But let me see if I can find that situation where Kijun Sen up, Kumo up, but the Chikou span is touching. I think it's rare, so we may not really see that example. Yeah, maybe here, gradually going down. Yeah, this one, I think Chikou span already broke. Here too, Chikou span broke, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I can find any good example about this. Yeah, but yeah, simply, when Chikou span touching, simply speaking, that's range also. So when Chikou span touching like this part is range in terms of Ichimoku, and the trend started when Chikou span breakout happened here, which is exactly on this candlestick, is the start of the new uptrend. Yeah, I think I will talk about the Chikou span itself in a future live stream, because that's also very deep. But today, let me just focus on the trend definition. So if you have any questions or comments about trend, please let me know. Trend by Ichimoku, trend by the definition, comparing the price action to Ichimoku in terms of trends, just let me know. Okay, Guebo, you're welcome. Trends have a little bit of perspective too. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's good to hear. Chama says, if the gap between A and B of the Kumo is bigger, can we expect a bigger move? No, you cannot. When the gap between A and B is bigger, that means the market is stably bullish or bearish. So the move may be weak. In terms of the volatility, that will be determined by the Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen angles. But the Kumo thickness simply means whenever the Kumo gets thicker, that means the market is stably bullish. So along the way up, it may retrace, but in the long term, it's bullish. That's what the thicker Kumo means. Yeah. And when the Kumo is very thin, that's when the market moves really big. But that's overbought, so I don't recommend to trade in that case. Okay, Winstock says, by using Sakata Goho, I could realize some pattern of price action became useful. However, sometimes price does not keep happening its trend. Is it fake pattern? Patterns of price action became useful. However, sometimes price does not keep happening its trend. Yeah, so right. Price does not keep happening. It's not the fake pattern. It's not a fake. I mean, anything can be fake. So I think you are looking at sometimes, for example, like inside of a breakout itself or doji breakout by itself, maybe. So this is, this is very important viewpoint as a trend follower myself, is that, and this is maybe secret, if you will, whenever it's trending, you only look for buying signals, and most likely that will be true. So for example, between, if you look at the price action up here, let's take this anyway, let's take this I wave from here and here. There was a huge I wave. Okay, there's huge I wave, and along this I wave, you will see Sakata Goho structure. For example, there was inside bar break, bullish. Here's another inside bar breakout bullish, and here's also another inside bar breakout bullish, and here's a little inside doji pin bar break. Here's outside and inside bar breakout, right? And here too, pin bar reverse, pin bar break, and the inside bar break. So when it's bullish like this, and Ichimoku shows bullish too, Kijun Sen is up, Kumo is up also, Chikou span has been above the candles too. Right? In this case, all these Sakata Goho will be true. And that's why I am a trend follower. Whenever the trend happens, all these indications can be true. So maybe if you see some fake patterns, that means you may be seeing the maybe the range market. When it's range, where Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, the Sakata Goho pattern can be fake. For example, you will see these patterns. This is range, for example. And whenever you see this pin bar break or doji breaks, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, because it's all range. Because Kijun Sen flat, Kumo flat, Chikou span touching, so the strategy may not really work. So the very important thing is first to be able to identify the trending market and follow it and use Sakata Goho, then it should work. I hope that answered that question. Yeah, before also, I was scalping before when I first started my trading journey as a full-time, and I was using Sakata Goho and some other candlestick patterns to look for scalping opportunities every day. So I was using the candles patterns, the doji breaks, inside breakouts, like a three soldiers or a thrust up, thrust down. I was using these strategies to scalp. And when it was trending, it was working so well. But when it was ranging, it didn't really work. But back then, I didn't know why sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And the answer was in this trend follow strategy. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I hope that answered the question. Guebo says, Sensei, when Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen are together, is a range or a trend market by Ichimoku? That's when they're together and flat, that's range. So, like here, for example, when Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen together and flat, that's range. Overall, it's flat. Yeah, Chama, you're welcome. Okay. Okay, since some people asking about oil, let me check. Is it moving? Let me see. Maybe after the news in the US, is it moving right now? I see 1.95% up. That's strong. Aggressive bullish. So here's a daily. Right. It broke the resistance. So yeah, this is also trend. Right. Here's US oil, crude oil, WTI on the daily time frame. But yeah, it's bullish, right? This is Kumo is up. Kijun Sen is also up. Chikou span above candles, so it's bullish. Right. It's breaking that resistance. Okay, Ichimoku Trader says, do you still use Chikou span breakout in lower time frame as confirmation for entry trade? No, I don't. I use Chikou span breakout in higher time frames to look for the best market to trade. But I don't use that in lower time frames anymore. Okay, CSM says, just like the teacher's prediction about Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, because the Kumo is thin, the possibility of the retracement is high. Right. Now, Bitcoin is retracing. Right, Bitcoin has been so aggressive, but the Kumo has been so thin. Let me pull up the Bitcoin right now. Especially on the weekly time frame, right? In terms of the weekly, the Kumo is so thin. So this is, let me also talk about this one and end the live today about the Kumo thickness in different time frames. So here you see the weekly Kumo so thin and up. And this is overbought. Like I mentioned previously, it's bullish. The price above the Tenkan Kijun Sen, Chikou span above candles, so it's bullish. But because highs are higher every day, and that's why it's bullish from Ichimoku definition. But the Kumo is so thin and it's overbought. So this means that sometime this week, today or tomorrow, the day after, even on the weekends, the market may start to retrace. And this candlestick on the weekly may close with a bearish bar this week. There is a potential retracement. And that's what this thin Kumo means. In terms of the weekly, this is the weekly time frame, okay? Weekly. And in terms of the daily time frame, this is multiple time frames, so I hope I try to speak slowly so that I don't confuse you. But so here's a daily time frame. And daily time frame shows the Kumo is getting thicker and bigger. So what does that mean? Right, weekly Kumo thin, but the daily Kumo thick, getting thicker. And what does that mean? It's contradicting. But actually it's not. When weekly is Kumo thin, that means even if the daily Kumo thick, it may retrace suddenly. Because always higher time frames rules the lower time frames. So even if the daily is more thick, we always have to be careful on the retracement, which may happen anytime in this condition. In fact, the daily Kumo is getting thicker, but if you start to see the bearish bar, then that means the retracement may be close. Retracement may happen today or tomorrow or anytime soon. Again, because the weekly Kumo is thin. If the weekly Kumo is thick and daily Kumo is thick, that's the best market to trade, to buy. But in this case, because weekly Kumo is thin, we cannot really trust this thick Kumo on the daily time frame. So it looks like the price has been above the Tenkan Sen. It broke the inside and outside. So Sakada Goho here is also working. It's continuously bullish. But yeah, it can retrace anytime. Okay, Winstocks, you're welcome. Okay, Guebo, you're welcome too. Okay, good to see you, everyone. Okay, Anush says, how do you identify a market is ranging using... Oh, hold on. It's disappeared. But basically, when Kumo is flat, that's when the market is range. Gyan says, hi Kei, use Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen gold cross but bearish crowd. So you cannot trust that Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen gold cross when the Kumo is bearish. Kumo should be bullish to use Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen gold cross. So it's been about 1 hour, more than 1 hour now. So I think I will finish the live soon. But yeah, so today's topic was about the trend definition. I thought it's important to recap some basics again like this once in a while so that you can reconfirm the importance of what to watch, what to check from Ichimoku viewpoint. So yeah, sometimes I do live streams in free topics, but sometimes I decide to talk about specific topic to talk and do live. But either way, I hope, and today the markets were basically ranging, retracing, that's why I thought it's better to talk about some basics. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed and you learned something new today. And if you liked my live stream today, if you liked it, please press like button before you leave, that would be great. And also, if you can subscribe if you haven't, and please also click on the bell notification on so that you get alert every time I do live or videos. And my goal in my YouTube is now to achieve 100K subscribers. So if you can help me, that would be great too. So again, thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have a great day and hope to see you soon. Tomorrow, I won't be able to do live because I have a guest coming from overseas and I will be having dinner together, so no live. But I'm thinking to record a video and share it with you. So I hope you enjoy tomorrow's video session. But hopefully, yeah, let's see if you see some trends today or tomorrow. So anyways, until I see you next time, please stay healthy, stay safe, and stay gold. Okay, bye for now, everyone. Mata ne. Thank you very much.